All right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Friday morning. It's time to be blinded by science. Jim George is in the studio. He, of course, is the owner of American Cable Services. And one of the things that always gets the phone ringing is when Jim talks about the a la carte, where you can get the channels you want. And I know a lot of people asking questions about that, but it goes way beyond that. We talk about the cool stuff, the new stuff. And he even wants to talk about the largest mall in North America. Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning. Fine, thank you.
That was a funny observation you made. Just for the audience's sake, I'll explain that. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
So you heard us talking about the largest mall in North America, the West Edmonton Mall in Canada.
Yes.
And you heard us say what? What did he say? What did we say?
He said you had 20,000 parking spaces
Right.
and 23,000 employees. And that's an aggressive carpooling, you know. And then where do the patrons park?
Okay, and so now you're making me wonder if maybe I read it wrong. It is funny because I will tell you I'm not beyond making mistakes. And now I can't find it. See, I mean, this is like one day's worth of prep here.
Sure.
So
They kill a lot of trees there.
Monday I go to do jury duty. So
This Monday.
yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never done jury duty. I can't really.
They never knocked on your door?
Nope, never have knocked.
See,
on
Galen has this theory that they don't call him because he's Native American.
Yeah.
He feels like they discriminate against him.
Oh, I see.
I didn't know.
Oh.
So let's see. Do events like the Olympics help sell TVs? I guess that's really not your job, but I mean, can you tell? Is there a meter on your end of things to see what people are watching?
Yeah, the software that tells how much data or how much bandwidth or how many bits per second you're downloading is accessible to us.
Oh, really?
We can't tell what site you're going to, but we can
Right.
tell, how much data you're using. Well, the same thing works on the TV side. If once you have a app on your TV or a set-top converter box, we can tell you how long you were on that channel and what time of day you were on it. So that's like the Nielsen reports that you're familiar with,
Right.
where they want to know what channel was being watched at 8 o'clock last Friday.
So is Nielsen no longer pertinent? I mean, do we get that information now some other way?
Yeah, they really don't call anymore. They do still have their core group of about 10,000 people they call for special events, but they rely on cable TV companies to supply it.
Oh, really?
So they just sent a query, just like I said, and said, last Friday at 8 o'clock, how many people were watching USA? And the reason they do that for is someone's paying them to find out if the advertising dollars were correct.
Well, isn't that what it's all? Isn't that the one question they all want to know?
Right.
Is how many people are you reaching?
Because USA may claim they have 10 million subscribers.
Right.
And so they have 10 million subscribers if you add them all up on the different cable systems. But how many people are watching
Actually
it?
tuned in, right?
And at what time of day are they watching it?
Well, see, and that's why a la carte makes sense to us as consumers, but not to the marketers.
Right, marketers hate it.
Because the marketers want it to look like the channel that nobody watches is getting lots of views because you've got 1 million or whatever subscribers.
Right.
And so you pay extra to have your ad on there, and nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
And then when you see your results, you say, "Well, where was my ad shown? Oh, it was shown 100 times on channel X, which nobody watches. They all watch Triple X."
And the same thing holds true for like Channel 2. They have a 2.1 and a 2.2, and they can go up as high as 2.3. In other words, they can add 3 subcarriers to their channel. Well, if you're carrying Channel 2, is anybody watching 2.1 or 2.2 or 2.3? So we would be able to tell Channel 2, you might as well turn 2.2 off because you only had 10 people all last year look at it, or something like that.
Wow. And hopefully that information is available to the advertisers.
It is. It'd be available.
Are you hooked into the law enforcement Amber Alert system? Is there something on your system that eventually you'll be able to hook up to them, and then when they issue those Amber Alerts and things, it'll flash on part of the screen?
Exactly. That's one of the beautiful parts about it. Because we know from the MAC address and your IP address where you're living at, or what part of town, or what county you're in, as well as what state you're in, if there was a Amber Alert given for Hillsborough County, we could take and put a crawl line across everybody in Hillsborough County to be on the lookout for so-and-so.
Oh, that's
And
so
not affect
amazing.
anybody in Marion County or Pasco County or anything else.
And so I know you brought this up so many times, but if you had the a la carte, would it be? How do I ask this question? I mean, would other companies start to do it?
Well, yeah, we're actually finding out that there are companies doing it right now in segmented markets, but they're not letting people know that
your
they're
phone?
doing. Yeah, it's I got my buzzer on.
I can't hear the buzz. I'm checking my pocket.
We were buying some set-top boxes yesterday to test with our system, and the guy says, "Man, I can introduce you to people literally all over the world." We go, "Well, we put these dishes in to receive Brazil channels and Argentina channels," and he says, "You know, we have people in Brazil who are buying boxes from us that will gladly send you that channel." So instead of you putting up a big dish,
Really?
$3,000 satellite receiver, what if we contact them for you and they could send the channel to you? And we're going, wow, that's fantastic. So if the fee is not too much, that would save us an upfront cost to receive the channel, which means then we could give the channel to our customers very reasonable. Very reasonable.
So you must have an area in town where you have nothing but a dish antenna and
We do.
something like that?
We have 3 dishes up right now that are approximately 15 feet in diameter. We're getting ready to put up another 15-footer and then another 21-footer. And that will let us look at everything from our longitude and latitude that we're able to see. So we can look at like 20 satellites at the same time. And then we'll just pick and choose what channels off of those satellites.
By the way, had you ever heard of WhatsApp before Facebook bought it?
Actually, I never have, and I was wondering myself, where have they been hiding?
I never heard of it either, but apparently it's bigger in users, in the number of users, than Twitter. All right, so I looked it up, and this is now I'm not an expert on WhatsApp, but this is what it sounds like it is. Right now, if I were to send you a text message, I will be using minutes on my phone.
Right.
WhatsApp uses the internet, so it's not using any minutes. So that's the big difference. If I use Twitter right now, right, Robin? If I use
Yes.
Twitter on my phone, I'm using minutes on my phone.
Right, they're being deducted.
But WhatsApp doesn't use it. WhatsApp is simply, and you can send pictures and videos and everything, not just text messages.
So is that operational off of a Wi-Fi, like in the mall type of thing?
You're asking me the question I was going to ask you.
I never heard of it until just yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, I'm supposed to be in the know here, you know?
Okay, so since you don't know, let's use your brain just to figure this out, because none of us know, because we're old. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the young kids all know this stuff. But it sounds like to me that's the case, which is why I was going to ask you the same question you just asked me.
Yeah.
Would
It
you
must be
need to be near a hotspot or something?
Right, you probably have to be near some internet connectivity, like in a mall, Starbucks, even McDonald's, as you know, has Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I
you can
know.
go everywhere.
I know.
So that means that when you're driving down the road, then you're not getting that tweet or that text until you get to an area where that has a hotspot. Then you would get it.
But some cars are now starting to have them in them too, right?
Yeah.
The hotspot thing. You can go online, by the way, downtown Ocala. They got a thing. It's like it costs you. They got to pay.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
paid for it when we did
Sure.
the busking. We were down there. I was trying to upload pictures of us doing that, and you pay like $1 or something like that. It was real cheap.
Yeah.
Fairly
Wasn't too bad.
inexpensive.
All right, let's go to the phone. And good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Yes, good morning, Mr. George and everybody.
Hey, Hugh.
I'm a little bit confused on this a la carte. I have the satellite system. My contract's going to be up shortly. I've got the basic, and it gives me, I don't know, over 100 channels, which I need about 12 channels. That's all I use. Now, does your business have this a la carte available now? And how's that set up? And is there, do I need a different satellite dish or a box? Or what's the deal on that?
Yeah, Hugh, what do you pay for the 100 channels?
Oh, boy, if my wife was here, she'd know. I think it's over $100.
Right. The DirecTV and Dish are claiming that their average income per subscriber by the end of this year, it's there now for most people, will be $159.
Yeah, that sounds pretty close.
All right, so if you think about that for a minute, and if you have 100 plus channels and you watch 12, why not just pay for 12? So
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
now some of the channels are bundled, and the FCC as well as Congress is trying to get them to unbundle it. So what I mean by that is if you wanted ESPN, you would by default get USA, ESPN, and of course ESPN2, ESPN Classic, ESPN Universal, ESPN News. They're all bundled together. But other than that type of bundling marketing, any channel you wanted that was legally allowed to be sold as a separate entity would be sold to you. So if you watch 12 channels, you would buy those 12 channels. Now, ESPN's like the most expensive channel in the world right now. It cost us upwards of $6. So if we were to sell it to you, it may cost you $10 because we have a delivery method to you. But the other channels would cost you like $1. So if you had a total of 12 channels and none of them were ESPN, your bill may be somewhere around $17 when you figure the rental on the box or if you purchase the box. But the box works through the internet to answer your question. So as long as you have an internet provider, CenturyLink, Cox, anybody, the city of Ocala,
Yes.
then you would be able to receive channels on an a la carte basis.
Okay. Now, how do I start this? I contact you. You come out to the house or set the thing up, or what's the deal on that?
Actually, it's going to be very simple. We're actually looking at our 4th generation box now that's going to have a wireless internet built into it. So if you have internet in your house now and is your internet close to your TV, then of course you would just run a wire over to the box and hook up the box to your TV. But if your internet was in the bedroom that you turned into a small office and you had wireless, then we would just give you a box. You put it on top of your TV or behind the back of your TV, hook the wire up to your TV, and you have TV instantly through the internet.
Well, if I wanted to purchase the box, what would that cost?
Boxes right now are kind of expensive. They're coming down. They're about $85. We're hoping to get them a little cheaper. Our goal was to do it around $45, but that hasn't worked out yet. So rather than try and sell a customer a box, we're thinking very seriously about just making the box a part of the service. So it might be a $5 a month fee for rent the box. And the reason is if we decide to change our model 6 months down the road, you're not stuck with an older model. We would just change it out based on features. But all these boxes are software upgradable. It's just that there might be some features that you like maybe plugging your TV set into it as compared to having 2 plugs, things like that.
Yeah. So this service is available now.
No, we are going to launch. We're going to launch in June and have our big, you might say, grand opening in July.
Okay.
And right now, the only place that will be authorized is in one gated community, so that we can do all of our testing and get all of our legal stuff out of the way. So I would say around August it would be available, and people would. Everything will be done online. I know I'm not an online guy myself, but my crew tells me everybody is techie nowadays, a lot more than me. And basically there'll be a website, and you'll go to the website and you'll say, I want this. There'll be like maybe 500 channels on that website. You click the 10 or 12 or 15 you want. You hit enter. The price comes up and tells you how much it is. Do you want to put it to your basket? You say yes. You click that. Then it says, okay, the box will be sent to you in 5 days or 4 days, and the box rental will be $5. You say yes. And then you put in your credit card and you hit enter, and you can do it through PayPal if you have a PayPal account, or you can do it through First Data, which is a credit card company the city of Ocala uses, a very secure link. In other words, you can do it through 3 or 4 different ways. And then once you hit enter, you're logged in, and then of course your bill won't start until you receive the box and you hook it up, because once the box tries to get authorization back to us through the internet, then the clock will start.
Okay, so the idea now is to hold off until August, and then go forward and come up to your store and get
Right.
get the ball rolling.
Exactly. And you can do a month by month with Direct or Dish. They don't make you sign another whole contract. You can just say, my contract is up and I want to do a month by month.
Okay. Would you by chance know offhand if football day game is available?
Football day game?
Yeah, where you get all the football games throughout the country.
Well, we have the big.
on given Sundays.
I know we have Big Ten. I know we have Yes, which is a New York channel. Stands
Yeah.
for Yankee something Stadium. I don't know what all that stuff stands for, to be quite honest with you. But the bottom line is there are thousands of channels to choose from, so I'm sure you'll find the one you want.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you, Hugh.
You cleared up a lot of thoughts that I had about it, and I'm really looking forward to it because, like I say, the situation I've got now with my satellite, it's ridiculous. I got all these channels, and I only use maybe 10, 12 of them.
I know. Everyone's the same way.
Yeah, and the bill, like I said, I know it's over $100. You said around 150, and that sounds very close to what we're paying out here every month, and that's ridiculous.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it all will change if this Google Fiber thing comes into place. I mean, it's not if, it's when, right? Google Fiber, it's like 100 times faster. Am I understanding that right?
But see, the whole thing is a myth. On my website at americable.us, it's basically America with BLE on the end of it, so it spells americable.us. I have an article I wrote over 10 years ago called The Emperor's New Clothes. And basically it talks about the fallacy of fiber to the home. Now, why do you need fiber to the home? Well, there's several reasons that they want that. Faster internet, more bandwidth,
Right.
more. Well, we're not really convinced more is better. More is just more. And it's going to cost you. So here's the deal. Why do you need fiber to the home? Because they want to give you USA and ESPN on an a la carte basis. But ESPN might be 40 megabits. USA might be 20 megabits. Well, if one TV's looking at USA and one's looking at ESPN, that's 60 megabits to your house. Well, Cox's average speed is maybe 10 megabits, 20 megabits. You see, they have to have a bigger pipe. Mm-hmm. Well, with our system, we only need 3 to 5 megabits to deliver you that same channel.
How come?
Because we have a proprietary compression rate. It's not patented by us, but it's patented by someone else. And we're just licensed to use it. So the bottom line is, if you had an old CenturyLink connection and only had 7 meg in your house, you could still surf the internet and watch ESPN at the same time.
Oh, wow. We wait for another phone call.
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Jim. This is going to be a stupid question, but this is June. I haven't had internet in my house in a few years. I do have a connection, but I had it turned off. So what is the minimal basic I can pay to have the internet come back on to my house and get your service? And I'll hang up and listen, and thank you.
Thank you. All right. If you had CenturyLink in the past, which is basically either dial-up or it was DSL, digital subscriber line, your speed at the DSL level was probably somewhere between 2 to 5 meg. Sustainable. I mean, you might get 3 meg sometimes or 1 meg, but between 2 to 5 meg is reasonable for DSL. And if you were at the introductory offer of something like $29.95 a month, you still had some taxes added to that. And because they would want to give you a 911 number. I'm getting to your answer. So basically, you may end up paying, let's say, CenturyLink as much as $30 to have a home phone, even though you don't use it, but it's for 911 purposes, and internet. And then our device would cost you, let's say, $1 a channel. There'd be a minimum cost. It could be $10 because the box is going to come with ABC, NBC, CBS, ION, CW, all the different off-the-air channels. And they're going to be loaded in the box so you have all your off-the-airs. So the cheapest internet right now would probably be CenturyLink. The second way would be with either Cox or Comcast or whoever's in your area, because they're not forcing you to take the phone, and they would just offer you high-speed internet.
All right. Can I tell you what I looked up on the Edmonton Mall, by the way?
Sure.
All right. So this is what it says on the West Edmonton Mall in Canada. This was the largest mall in North America. Okay. It is it's in Edmonton, which is the 10th largest city. It's the largest shopping mall in North America and the 10th largest city. Oh, 10th largest mall in the world. Okay, I had that wrong. The mall was, let's see, let me get to the point here. You want to know about the parking spaces. More than 24,000 people are employed at the mall. 24,000 people. And this is your point. There were more than 20,000 parking spaces. Okay. Now, but in looking this up, I found something else fascinating. Now, listen to this real quick. I have to go like 3 different websites to read this to you. More than 800 stores and services. It would take 3 24-hour days to visit each store one time. 30.8 million people visit this mall every year. It's the size of 48 city blocks. The Mind Bender, which I think is the roller coaster, is the size of 48 blue whales lying end to end.
Wow.
And then the part I wanted to tell you is this. If you go to this mall and you say, where am I going to park? The whole parking thing?
Yeah.
Go on Twitter. Ask, where's there a parking space? They'll tell you where one is, and they'll reserve one for $1.
That is amazing.
For $1, somebody will stand there and wait for you to park.
That is awesome.
So 23,000 plus employees and 20,000 parking spaces.
Right.
So where are the employees parking?
Well, that's I know. That's a great point. So yeah, I know it has nothing to do with
be busting the employees in.
So the only
transit.
connection to what you really talk about is this whole idea of using Twitter to find your parking space and pay $1 to have somebody standing in it waiting for you to find it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're going to have these parking mall
is
cop
amazing.
type guys sitting out there with their little cell phones, and they're going to be saying, I got one over at aisle 7. If you want it for $1, I'll hold it for you.
Can you imagine that?
I love that.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Hugh had the caller Hugh had brought up about DirecTV. Now, aren't those dishes, and then don't they malfunction due to inclement weather? Whereas cable, what you provide, would be better.
Well, the smaller ones have a fade factor, and the larger the antenna to a certain reason or to a certain size is better. So if you have an 18-inch dish on your house, you would get X number of levels of service. We call it dBs, decibels. So you might get minus 60 decibels, which is really kind of strong for DirecTV. So you'd have a minus 60. If you double the size of that dish and took it from an 18-incher to a 36-incher, you would gain 3 more dB. If you doubled that dish from a 36-incher to a 72-incher, you would gain 3 more dB. So in essence, if you went to a 6-foot dish, then you would have 6 dB more signal than the average homeowner. Now, sure, it's a 6-foot dish, but the bottom line is, raindrops at that frequency, which is a satellite frequency, look like footballs coming down. So if you get a heavy rain, those footballs are blocking the signal to the satellite.
Wow.
That's why you have the pixelation and you have the dropout.
Right.
All right. So some of the channels we get may come off of DirecTV, but the majority of them are going to come off of the C-band dishes, the big 5-footers you see, because at that frequency, raindrops don't affect it whatsoever.
Oh, interesting.
So the signal will never fade, never drop out.
Wow.
The whole world is changing, even as we speak. Yeah. So we're at the end of the show. Once again, it goes too quickly.
Yep.
The one question we'll probably get tonight, or not tonight, but this afternoon or tomorrow or by email is, how do we get in touch with you? How do we discuss this whole thing further? A la carte is the hottest topic you ever talk about, every single show.
Yep, a la carte's going to be it. Yep, it's 854-9795 here in Ocala.
And call us if you need Jim's number. And also you can go online and find Jim's number. Jim's website is
AmeriCable. That's America with BLE on the end, so it spells AmeriCable.us.
And, of course, our website, WOCA.com, has Jim's name, his website, his phone number, all of that on the guest list every Friday at 9:05. Jim, thank you. Fun.
Thank you.
Always fun talking to you. It goes too quickly.
It does go quickly.
Only problem. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life Check.